Hello, Aquarius. Come closer as if we're sitting in the same space. A place where your intuition can hear the voice of the universe, where your spirit guides, your ancestors, and the higher realms are standing right behind you. Take a deep breath, because what I'm about to open for you isn't just a message. It's a spiritual journey waiting for you to step into, a place where challenge, awakening, rebirth, and true love weave together to create a future far bigger than anything you've imagined. From the very moment I connected with your energy, one truth became clear. You were never born to fit into someone else's mold. Your soul carries a frequency far too unique to be boxed in by expectations, judgment, or convention. And the very thing the world once failed to understand about you is actually the sacred gift you brought into this lifetime. If you're hearing these words, I want you to declare this in the comments, not as a sentence, but as a soul statement. I am ready to receive everything the universe sends me with gratitude and worthiness. The energy around you does not resonate with old patterns. It's tied to vibrations that come from far-off celestial realms, like crystals formed in the atmosphere of icy planets, where light and shadow collide to create a level of consciousness meant only for the pioneers of this world. This energy doesn't find you by accident. It's here because your path requires an expansion of awareness, an activation of intuition, and the ability to sense what others cannot even name. From a young age, you've known you didn't think like everyone else. You felt emotions and carried visions that went far beyond what others could grasp. And because of that, you were misunderstood, labeled distant, strange, hard to read. But instead of shrinking, every wound only carved deeper into your belief that you are here to create your own path, not walk someone else's. I see the energy of silent endurance in you, a mind that works and creates even when you're stuck in a reality that never matched the sky your soul belongs to. You've taken on responsibilities that weren't aligned with your purpose, simply because you knew you had to stand firm before you could soar. But your guides are whispering now. It's time to not only maintain, but to build. You may find yourself walking two paths at once. One that sustains your material world and your responsibilities, and another that finally ignites your spiritual, creative, or communal calling. Don't think you have to choose. For you, freedom has never been about running away. It's about merging destiny with reality. The ancient astrologers once said, "Freedom isn't a place, it's a state of consciousness." And that statement fits you now more than ever. I also sense the energy of a major shift, like the magnetic field of an entire planet changing direction, where everything that once pressed down on you begins to crack and fall away in what looks like a single moment. This is not an ending. It is the necessary breaking before the new structure of your life can form. The fog begins to lift. The confusion clears. A higher layer of awareness opens, and you will finally be allowed to say goodbye to everything that once weighed you down. That change may come with aftershocks, but it's not here to break you, it's here to help you recognize yourself again. I can feel that the first challenges will still appear, almost like a test from your soul asking, will you still compromise with what no longer belongs to you? But this isn't a wall, it's refinement. Every detour you've taken is about to become experience, helping you redefine your vision and choose a path that truly fits your essence, and perhaps even lights the way for those who come after you. You were never meant to be ordinary. You are the signal of the future, the spark that awakens new ideas, new values, new ways of living. And your soul knows this, even when life has tried to make you forget. The only thing you need right now is acceptance. Change isn't arriving to threaten you, it's arriving to open the door so you can finally walk out of the old shell. And if these words are touching your heart or stirring your intuition, that isn't coincidence. It's confirmation that you're ready to stop living as the old version of yourself. I'm here to walk that path with you. We're not finished, we've only just unlocked the first door. The vibration within you is waking again, after months, maybe years, when even breathing felt heavy. There were moments you thought you couldn't rise anymore, when your body was weak, your heart shattered, your finances tested to the edge. Yet what sets you apart, Aquarius, is that your spirit never learned how to give up. You didn't wait to be rescued. You saved yourself through willpower, faith, and the wisdom of a soul that's lived many lifetimes. You are the phoenix of air, reborn from the ruins, carrying wings made of knowledge and light. The guidance I see around you points to great shifts ahead. A change of home, a career transition, maybe even a move to another land, a place where your soul can finally shine in freedom. These upheavals aren't here to destroy you. They are aligning you with the exact energetic coordinates where you'll be surrounded by opportunity, synchronicity, and people who match your frequency. Unexpected news is coming. A message, a call, or a meeting that ends a cycle of exhaustion once and for all. Like the trumpet in the judgment card, a truth will be revealed, and what was hidden will come to light. The radiance of that truth will clear your name, dissolve misunderstandings, and wash away invisible stains that never belonged to you. That conversation, the one waiting just ahead, will bring relief and release. It's the starting point of a new chapter, one where you can walk forward with restored faith and self-respect. Within this current of energy, I sense the presence of a familiar spirit, someone who once carried heavy pain and family burdens, but who now stands as light itself, watching over you. They want you to know, I am at peace. I am protecting you. There is no suffering where I am. And then appears the star, your very own card, Aquarius, reminding you that love transcends time and space. Its light proves that hope has never gone out and every wound will find healing. Yet even that light carries a gentle warning. Be mindful of envy, of dark vibrations trying to dim your glow. I see echoes of family tension, financial disputes, emotional manipulation. But the message from the universe is crystal clear. Nothing and no one can stand against a person who walks with truth. Your strength isn't born of conflict, it comes from integrity and faith. Your guardians, ancestors, angels, departed loved ones are forming a circle of light around you. They whisper, what is yours will always return. And those who have hurt you will face their lessons, not because you wish it, but because cosmic justice always balances itself. In your reading, the King of Swords rises, the symbol of wisdom and self-command, reminding you, it's time to rule your life as the sovereign who knows their own worth. You're no longer allowed to be manipulated, guilt-tripped, or drained by emotional blackmail. You're entering spiritual maturity, the moment you finally understand that kindness is not weakness. You can listen and forgive, yet still draw boundaries that protect your peace. Everything you've endured, the losses, the betrayals, the loneliness, has been sculpting one truth, inner power. And the outcome is serenity, a peace so deep that the past can no longer steal your energy. You will stand steady, radiant, and unshakable, a star burning in the night sky. Your spirit guides show me that victory is certain because your actions come from purity, compassion, and moral strength. They give me 3 letters, ARS, symbols of awakening, renewal, strength. Let those letters become your light codes. Whenever doubt appears, close your eyes and affirm. I radiate success, freedom, and abundance everywhere I go. This isn't just affirmation, it's invocation. When you give, give with love. When you pay, give thanks because that means you are already full. Money, love, opportunity, they are currents. The more you circulate them with faith, the more they flow back to you. And within that glow, the Archangel Michael appears once again, raising his flaming sword not to harm, but to cut the cords that still tie you to fear, guilt, and memory. As that light touches you, the Aquarian soul returns to its essence, free, illuminated, visionary. The universe never chose you by accident. It chose you because you are the future it wants to see. And the message it leaves for you is simple but powerful. Set firm boundaries. And allow yourself the peace that comes from letting go of everything that no longer belongs to you. True freedom never comes from holding on. It comes from the ability to release without fearing what might be lost. When you learn to trust the flow, every shadow that once frightened you becomes the very light that guides you forward. And in the moment you choose light, you become the light. Aquarius, you carry the energy of a healer. When you help others, you're helping yourself. When you speak words of comfort, the universe is whispering comfort back to you. This is the sacred law of your soul, one you've lived by through many lifetimes. And that's why life is preparing a new kind of love for you, one that matches the depth of all you've endured. After so much loss, after nights of silence and solitude, a gentle, honest path of emotion begins to open. This love won't be loud or rushed. It arrives like cool water after a storm, teaching you that love never asks you to lose yourself. It's the love of two awakened souls, lifting each other, healing together. The Two of Cups appears as confirmation that this connection will come at exactly the right time, proving that every past heartbreak was simply a divine lesson preparing you for the real thing. I hear a message echoing from the higher realms, not from a stranger, but from a spiritual master, perhaps an ancestor who once walked through darkness to find redemption. You've done well, faithful soul. You stayed true even in adversity. These words confirm that you're on the right path, that your faith has never been in vain, and that the bread of heaven, the nourishment of spirit, has already been placed upon your table. These messages weave through your present moment like seeds of light, and every decision born from your heart will be the water that helps them grow. Your spiritual journey isn't marked only by material abundance, but by inner maturity, where pain turns into wisdom and solitude transforms into strength. Love, money, loss, death, all are part of one great cycle of transformation. You're now learning the most profound lesson of the Aquarian soul: how to stay centered in peace while the world around you shifts, how to be both the creator and the observer. The hermit shines in your spread like a lantern of wisdom in the night, reminding you that in your quietest moments you are being enlightened. You've come to understand that loss isn't punishment, it's the doorway to new grace. In silence, you hear your soul say, "I am no longer afraid, I am returning." At the center of your energy, the amethyst vibrates strongly, the crystal of higher awareness and spiritual protection. It aligns with your crown chakra, the place where you receive messages from universal intelligence. That stone reminds you that within chaos lies divine order. Just as supernovas give birth to galaxies, your challenges are shaping a new form of your life, stronger, brighter, and more authentic than before. I see the Ace of Pentacles glowing, a sign that new financial flow is coming your way. This isn't just about money. It's recognition, the reward for perseverance, creativity, and kindness you've been quietly giving. New income streams, revived projects, or partnerships will appear, carrying a purifying energy that clears old debts and opens the path to financial freedom. The pain that once surrounded your journey was never a sentence. It was the final chapter of an ancient karmic story. The presence of the death energy no longer speaks of loss, but of rebirth. An old skin is falling away, making room for light and purpose to return. Aquarius, this is the moment you understand that nothing in your life has been meaningless. The old breaks apart so you can be free. The old pain fades so your heart can open again. And every shadow you once feared becomes the backdrop for your own light to shine even brighter. Say it with me. I choose the light. I release what no longer serves my soul. I move forward with freedom, wisdom, and love. This is the affirmation written for you, the one who carries the energy of the future. The universe never promised this journey would be easy, but it did promise you'd never have to walk it alone. Any recent separation or loss, in whatever form it took, didn't come to punish you. It came to return freedom to both sides. The souls who have departed are now at peace, and those still here, including you, are being released from battles that no longer belong to them. When grief reaches its deepest point, it opens a sacred space where peace can return. And all the eyes of envy that once turned toward you begin to lose their power. As the universe always does, when darkness recedes, love returns like a quiet resurrection. Once again, the energy of the Two of Cups glows, signaling a soul approaching to meet you in a completely new way. They're not coming to repeat an old cycle or reopen old wounds, but to build a balanced, respectful, and peaceful connection. A love that fuels your calm instead of draining your spirit. That love will not arrive in chaos, but right after closure, once the heavy energy has been released and the field cleared for renewal. The Judgment card sounds again in your aura, a dialogue waiting to unfold. A confession or a long-hidden truth is about to surface, changing the way others see you completely. A lie will be exposed. A betrayal will be revealed. And your name, your essence, will be restored to its rightful light. This revelation won't only free you emotionally, it will allow you to walk forward without looking back. Your spirit guides emphasize one truth above all: change is inevitable, but rebirth, that's your true nature. Just as you've survived physical wounds that once seemed impossible to heal, you will also mend the emotional fractures caused by jealousy, betrayal, or manipulation. There is a spirit, someone who has passed on, who once carried the weight of family conflict, financial strain, or disputes over inheritance. They now appear in peace, no longer burdened, no longer bound by pain, and they deliver one clear message to you: do not repeat my fate. They urge you to make decisive choices, to guard your boundaries, and to stop letting kindness become a doorway for others to take advantage of you, whether because of family ties, familiarity, or loyalty to the past. Because around you, there are still faces that smile in front of you while plotting behind you, especially in matters of money, property, reputation, or personal gain. The warning is unmistakable: be vigilant, protect your energy, and remember, universal justice never sleeps. There is a powerful sense that someone within that energetic circle will soon have to face the outcome of their own actions, not because you wish it, but because cosmic balance demands it. And once they are removed from your field, the envy tied to you will finally go quiet. Once again, Archangel Michael rises, sword of fire in hand, not to start a war, but to cut the toxic cords draining your spirit. It is time to speak your truth, to choose only the connections that nourish you, and to walk away from the spaces where your soul has been quietly withering. And when you feel exhausted, call his name, because his wings are always ready to shelter you in your darkest hour. Then clarity will arrive like a heavy veil being torn apart, and you won't believe how long you lived inside that fog. The tarot shows that your destiny ahead is to become the leader of your own life, not from a hunger for control, but from an inner certainty that you are never walking alone. Unseen forces are beside you, and they will not let you fall. The universe isn't asking you to become stronger, it's reminding you that you already are strength. And the message of prosperity is being repeated by your spirit guides with the strongest frequency yet. Your affirmation is this: I radiate success and abundance everywhere I go. Write it, speak it, live in that vibration every day. When you embody prosperity, you don't just attract it, you generate it. Every debt you pay isn't loss, it's evidence that money is circulating back into your life. Every act of kindness you offer becomes a mysterious loop of blessing, returning to you at the exact moment you need it. And the abundance the universe is bringing you won't only appear as money. It shows up as a body that recovers, joy that begins to return, relationships that bring peace instead of depletion, and the ability to live as yourself without asking permission from anyone. From the higher realms, a voice of reassurance rises to meet you, not to flatter you, but to affirm you. You stayed steadfast even when the last door seemed to slam shut. That message comes to remind you that your faith was never abandoned. Heaven has witnessed every sacrifice you made, and what truly belongs to you is already being prepared to return. The symbol of heaven's bread appears, a metaphor for continuous provision, never late, never lacking, never allowing you to break the way you once did. Your energy is now being reflected through three major pillars of transformation. 1. Abundance. Not as charity, but as a rightful reward for the resilience, discipline, and quiet endurance the world could not see, but the universe saw clearly. 2. Endings. They may show up as grief, separation, or closure, but in truth, they are sweeping away the low-frequency patterns that held you for far too long, making space for peace, resolution, and a healthier form of love. 3. Love. It does not rush in amid the storm. It arrives after the winds have settled, like warm medicine, gentle but strong enough not to harm you again, and steady enough to walk beside you into a new chapter. Every instinct, every dream, every invisible touch you felt lately, they are all signs of purification. Yes, you once carried the emotions of others. Yes, you were envied, manipulated, or made to suffer, but that cycle has come to its natural end. A new chapter is opening, one where the light in you can no longer be hidden. The closed doors you once mourned reveal themselves as exits, and what you thought you lost was actually being set free. Money, endings, and love, for you, these are no longer separate events. They are threads of a single sacred teaching. Everything that ends makes way for something more worthy to arrive. The wheel of fate is turning, and this time it turns in your favor. The scattered pieces of your life are finally aligning into a bigger pattern than you imagined. What seemed shattered, right arrow is being reborn. What felt delayed, right arrow is starting to flow. What you thought was gone, right arrow will return in a better, truer, more lasting form. The universe has heard the prayers you never voiced out loud, the ones buried in your chest. And now it responds with action, not vague signs. Your only task from here is simple. Hold your faith, do not return to the old frequency, and be ready to receive. Because victory is no longer somewhere in the distant future. It is standing right at your doorway, and it doesn't end there. I see the presence of a man entering the next stretch of your journey, not necessarily as a romantic destiny, though that may come, but as someone who holds a financial key or a new opportunity that brings income and movement. His help won't be pity-driven. It will come from recognition and respect. He may be someone from your professional space, an advisor, collaborator, or silent observer, or even a figure within your circle who understands what you've endured. He is not coming to rescue you. He is coming to open a door you could not push open on your own. In your spread, the Six of Pentacles appears, a sign that you will no longer have to fight the battle alone. This is the card of timely support, the right person, the right moment, the right exchange. What you've given from the heart will return to you in fairness, kindness, and balance. Even if loneliness or misunderstanding has weighed on you, the universe has never left your side. The losses you've faced or are about to face are not only the passing of a person, but the death of toxic ties, unspoken pacts, and invisible bindings that no longer serve you. This isn't destruction, it is purification in layers. Painful at times, yes, but necessary to clear space for peace and prosperity to enter. The Three of Swords confirms the deep emotional wounds you've carried, the betrayals, the disappointments, the quiet suffering, but immediately after, Temperance steps forward like pure water washing the heart after a long storm. You are no longer healing by running away. You are healing by facing the pain and releasing it from the body of your emotions. From the very place where you once broke, you're now stepping into a phase of inner freedom, where the heart is no longer fragile, but calm, discerning, and deeply awake. And it's right at that threshold where love begins to rise again, but on a completely different frequency. I see the Two of Cups glowing once more beside the Empress, together symbolizing mature love, creation, expansion, and the feeling of being seen, understood, and respected. This connection doesn't come to test you. It comes to acknowledge you. It's not rushed, not chaotic, not temporary. It is steady, emotionally rich, and safe. This person isn't afraid of your intensity or your uniqueness. They aren't here to fix you. They are here to walk beside you. Your guides whisper, "This love is the reward after the painful lessons." Not a single tear was wasted, and no loneliness existed without purpose. But even as this new dawn begins to break, a voice from the higher realms still murmurs a warning. Stay awake to the hidden intentions around you. There have been jealous eyes. Unseen power plays over money, control, or family dynamics, all waiting to pull you off your path, but divine justice is already at work. The energy of the King of Swords appears again, cool, precise, uncompromising, reminding you, you are no longer allowed to ignore your intuition. You are not responsible for carrying burdens just to protect someone else's feelings. You do not have to sacrifice your peace to maintain a harmonious image. That's already rotted at the core. A spirit who once walked this earth and has suffered before you transmits a message. Do not repeat my painful path. Let each soul carry what belongs to them. And once more, Archangel Michael raises his sword of fire, standing between you and anything impure. He blocks manipulation, shatters envy, and burns away every silent curse sent in your direction. He tells you, "Call my name whenever your heart trembles. No shadow can outrun my flame." The message for you right now is unmistakable. You have nothing left to fear. You are wrapped in invisible protection. And what is coming next will lift you higher, not pull you down. In the material realm, your guides are pointing to a phase of unexpected opportunity. If the Eight of Pentacles once showed your dedication and persistence, then now the Wheel of Fortune adds a sudden turning point, a coincidence with intention, an offer you weren't looking for, a financial opening at the exact moment you least expect it. For Aquarius, that isn't luck. That is alignment. You're about to enter a phase where unexpected invitations and seemingly unrelated opportunities begin to appear, and each of them opens a completely new direction for your finances. Projects you never imagined yourself part of will start finding you, and they will change the way you see value, income, and your own ability to create abundance. The flow of money coming this time isn't fleeting. It's the beginning of a stable, prosperous cycle, a season where you learn to honor every resource, manage it with awareness, and expand it through your own intelligence. On a spiritual level, a sacred message is being delivered, not as temporary comfort, but as a divine guarantee. A whisper from the higher realm says, "The true bread of heaven is already with you," meaning you will no longer live in fear of lack, nor in anxiety over what's essential. The supply from the universe no longer comes in broken intervals. It becomes a continuous stream. Your guardians are still there, gently reminding you to place your trust in them, especially when things seem beyond your control. When you stop, breathe, and release, the solution will appear naturally, without you having to force or fight for it. The affirmation, "I pay my debts with love," repeats itself like a golden thread through your entire journey. It isn't just a beautiful phrase, it's a frequency that unlocks abundance. Every time you pay for something with gratitude instead of fear, the flow of money amplifies and circles back to you in unexpected ways. Your reading isn't a set of random predictions. It's a map, woven from symbols that are deeply connected. Money shows up as a reward for persistence. Loss symbolizes the release of old attachments. And love appears as the ultimate form of transformation. That love doesn't arrive as a test or a replay of old chapters. It comes as the final gift. A gift that only appears once you've endured enough pain to truly recognize what holds real value. Your destiny isn't waiting somewhere in the future. It's being carved right here in this present moment. Through the inner light you've reclaimed after every fall, through the tears that turned into wisdom, and through the heart that finally learned to receive instead of just endure. No loss you've faced was ever meaningless. Every one of them was placed to guide you toward a life more whole, more deserving. We've traveled a long way together in this energetic journey. And I know each word that reaches you stirs quiet memories, hopes, and fears you've buried deeply. The cards don't only speak of the present, they awaken echoes of the past and illuminate the possibilities ahead. Now that this entire tapestry has been woven, you can hold it as a compass to return to whenever doubt begins to rise. You no longer see life through the eyes of fear, you see it through intuition, through experience, through the strength that was forged in silence. Every symbol that appeared, the vision, the power to create wealth, the pain, the healing, the soul connection, all confirm that your story isn't only about struggle. It's sealed with abundance, rebirth, and a love that was destined. You are not walking alone. Your guides, your guardians, your ancestors, they have never taken their eyes off you. They remain to protect you, to warn you, to lift you, and to lead you into the right moment of your greatest transformation. And now, as this energy has finally reached you, if your heart feels connected to every layer of these messages, give it a chance to travel farther. A small action, a simple response isn't about pleasing anyone. It's how you tell the universe, "I am ready to walk with this new frequency." Energy keeps moving only when you allow it to go beyond you. And the moment you acknowledge it, the light keeps working deeper, clearer, and no longer delayed. If you feel connected to this energetic journey and you wish to keep this healing space alive, you can tap the thanks button. That gesture isn't just support, it activates the frequency of gratitude. One of the most powerful vibrations to attract blessings, opportunities, and goodness that doesn't yet have a name. And if you want to become a closer part of this community, the join button is always waiting for you. Through that path, you'll receive private messages, deeper guidance, and extended readings created especially to nurture your spiritual path. I also want to invite you to leave an affirmation in the comments, not as formality, but as a spoken decree that connects you with the current of abundance, healing, and love drawing near. Write these words: "I am ready to receive all the good things I deserve." When you write it, you're not just claiming it within yourself, you're adding light for others who will read it after you. Souls who might be searching for a reason to believe again. And so our dialogue doesn't end with a message. I want you to take a quiet moment and reflect. Which area of your life needs the most transformation right now? Finances, emotional closure, or true love? Your answer will be a mirror, helping you see where to focus your energy. And it may also touch someone walking a similar path who hasn't yet found the words. remember, every conscious action you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the destiny that has already been revealed. Your silent efforts are being noticed. The pain that once brought you to tears is turning into wisdom and inner strength, and your heart, after everything, will beat again for a love worthy of all that you've endured. The road ahead isn't just opening, it is protected, guided, and blessed. What awaits you is not a repetition of old tragedies, but a life that feels whole, peaceful, and aligned with the truth of your soul. You have the right to believe that everything you've been through carries divine purpose, and that right no longer needs anyone's permission. If you are still here, it means your soul has spoken and the light has reached you. From this moment on, the journey is no longer about how to survive, but about how to live in full alignment with the destiny that is arriving.